following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
This week on the Defy Life Podcast, the guys discuss the coronavirus, NFL free agency, and it's JR's turn to be on the couch. And of course, they jump into a weekly segment by herself, answer a listener question, and wrap it all up with some trivia. Let's get it.
Yeah, that's what it is. I guess we gotta do it then. You alright? Chill. Pool. Money. West Coast. Let's get it. Strap in, let's take a ride. Oh yeah, it's about that time, right? Been waiting all week to get to this. It's finally time to defy life. Let's chop it up. Keep it trail, no other way. That's what we do. We might disagree, but it's all love. Guarantee we gon' speak the truth. Yeah, this hit different. My guys with me now. Who's with us? Stick around for a few minutes. It's contagious. You'll get it. You downloaded the realest. Don't feel us, but get out. You not rocking with Defy Life, then what's your life about? This ain't Defy Life. On to the shy life. Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. This episode is sponsored by Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. This episode is 150, y'all. Come on in, wipe your feet, close the door behind you. I'm your host, J.R. Glenf, joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Alvin Glenf, Thomas Stevens. What's good with you, Al?
First of all, that 150 just sounds better and better. Every time you say it, 150 sounds like a fucking lot. So, 150 up in this piece. What's good? How y'all doing? Doing good, man. Feeling good. Good to hear from y'all, fellas.
No doubt. Absolutely, man. Just a quick check. Though you and yours are COVID-19 free?
Yo, so real talk. Mm-hmm. You know, it would be nice if I could just quickly say yes.
Okay. I mean, it's real.
I was informed as of yesterday that a coworker, someone who I did spend time with, like in the last week before they sent us home, has been tested positive and spent 3 days in a hospital in Atlanta. So I got a phone call today checking on me. They let me know actually yesterday, but they just checked on me today, gave me some CDC advice. You know, fortunately, prayerfully, blessingly, I'm doing fine. Have not felt any symptoms, anything, and that was the 12th, the 13th. So, you know, we talking almost 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, but almost 2 weeks. So just, I'm trying to keep my distance, but, you know, honestly, I've been practicing good hygiene, while I was home, and even the last week I was there before. So I'm pretty thankful actually that I got the information and kind of changed my behavior, changed my habits, washed my hands a lot, hand sanitized. Like, just that whole week in the office was different. And I'm thankful that I actually changed my behavior, because hopefully it's allowed me not to have been exposed and caught what she has. But she's doing fine. You know, I spoke to her actually yesterday. She spent 3 days in the hospital. But she's doing fine and is on antibiotics and, you know, on the uptick in terms of her symptoms and all of that. So that's great to hear. But still, you know, not being certain, I definitely have been keeping my distance as much as I can from my family, even though I'm not showing no symptoms and nothing like that. But I'm still trying to, you know, I slept in a different room from my wife last night and spent most of the time in a different space today, and, you know, trying to be reasonable, even knowing that, you know, I don't show no symptoms. So prayerfully I'm fine, but at the same time, you just never know. So I'm trying to show some balance.
Yeah. All right. Pooh, what's good, man?
Yeah, man.
Man, what's good? You know what it is. 150, salute.
Damn right. Salute to you, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
150.
All right, man. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. Well, Pooh, before we get into that, man, You and yours good? Anybody in your circle? Everybody all right?
Man, they're hopefully, prayerfully, as you know, reiterate what Al said. I haven't heard anything, sideways. I just keep it through, keep it pushing, keep my hands washed, keep my people walk by me. I hold my breath. That probably doesn't help, but I do it anyway.
It doesn't help, but shit. What
Right,
the hell?
right. I do it anyway. But
hey, one day it might make a difference. So
Right.
Why dude breathe? Why this dude blowing out so hard? Every time I pass, he just blowing wind everywhere.
Right. So I'm doing everything I can, man. I keep stuff on my hands and wipe and whatever else, and so now I'm in the habit when Keita and I go somewhere. I'll be like, that's the right joint right there? And she'll be like, nah. I was like, well, what about that one? This thing had this apparatus on the end of it. And I said, yo, look, that joint got a medicine patch on it. I said, that's it? She was like, nah, that just help you breathe better, help you breathe that shit up in you quicker. So, so I was like, true. So, man, we just getting through, man. We just trying to elude it.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do, man.
Oh, cool, man. Everybody in my circle is fine. No reports on this end. I know I joked about this a couple weeks ago that, my wife thought we had it, before people were aware of it. And the more stuff that comes out, she convinced me, and people doctors talking on chat boards, and I think I might have to,
I think so too.
I think so too.
Right.
Honestly, I think at some point in the next 30, 60 days, we all are going to get tested.
Right.
And I'm going to be real curious to see y'all's results, because I would expect to see the antibodies in your system, like that y'all have had it, y'all have gone through it, and, yeah.
Right, and that's what they're saying. At this point, the test can't show if you've had it before because the test don't show the antibodies in your system. So as they develop, as the test develop, they'll be able to find that, and they're also been approved to treat people that are currently infected with people who've already had it with their blood. So,
okay.
So it'll be interesting to see. I'm, like I said at the time, again, I was joking because we weren't even aware of this thing. But I've never felt like that in my life, and so, I'm not really big into self-diagnosing, but I knew it was something different or some different strain of the flu. So it'll be interesting to see. But again, as my wife said, thank God for these doTERRA oils, because, nothing over the counter was helping. Like usually if I take Theraflu and I sleep like, in like a sweat and just sweat it out, I'm good the next day.
Right.
That joint was just knocking down everything. And I didn't have runny nose. I didn't have a huge fever. I didn't have headaches. It was just went straight to my lungs. So it was different, right? And then after I coughed so much, so it was just once that rib, I knocked the rib out of place, coughing so hard and so much, then I had to deal with that. So but it was nothing else. I didn't have body aches. I didn't have a fever. I didn't have none of that other. I wasn't congested. None of that stuff. So but I figure if that Rona can get, Stringer Bell and Kevin Durant and Slim Thug, that can get anybody. So
they already know. Yeah.
Right. So I'll, like you said, Al, I'm waiting to see when everybody will be able to get tested and see what our results will be. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Again, salute to y'all, man. Episode 150. We ain't gonna, we didn't do a huge celebration for this one because, we've hit 100 and we looking forward to 200. We ain't looking at slowing down or stopping anytime soon.
Right.
So we ain't do a huge celebration, but we did want to acknowledge that, we hit 150. A lot of podcasts don't hit this point. A lot of podcasts don't even think about 150 episodes. So, my gratitude goes out to you two for sticking with this thing, and even through the rough patches when we sucked, and even the rough patches when we
I don't
sucked and we
remember
thought that's what even the parts where we thought we was good and we probably sucked. So, but you know, just for y'all sticking with it, contributing to the growth of this thing, man. You know, just and continue to be the highlight of my week, man. Thank y'all, man.
No doubt, man. Ditto.
Absolutely.
Ditto, right back at you. I mentioned to somebody that I was doing a podcast, and they was like, "Yeah, you've been doing that for a year, right? Like a good year." And I was like, "A year, dude? We like in 140. What are you talking about?"
Right.
They was like, "What? Y'all was the 140?" I was like, "Yeah." They was like, "Wow!" Like the whole expression on their face changed. I was like, "You better respect our gangster. You better get off us, bro."
But you know, it's crazy. Like, and I think the key to what we, you know, to us is we genuinely like each other. And so it's not a task to like show up every week and be like, oh man, I got to talk to these fools again. Like, cause a lot of people go through that. So, you know, I think that speaks highly to what we do and what we've done. And shout out to, you know, Keon and Money and Yosh and, you know, Rodney, I almost forgot Rodney's name. West Coast.
Yeah, Rodney, Hot Rod.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to Hot Rod. Rod, I hope you got your Tesla, man. If you listen to us in your Tesla, you know, shout out to you. But,
no doubt.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's been a part of this thing, man. We love y'all.
Real talk.
So, but yeah, man. So before we get into the meat of the show, a little bit of house cleaning. This is on you, Pooh. Speak the Truth podcast is back. Right. You know, originally the hottest word on the street, you know, dealing with the episodes of Power, but now the Power is defunct as we know it. You know, Speak the Truth has rebranded, and Pooh, tell them about it, man. Y'all got a new episode out since your first one since the rebranding. Tell us about everything.
Man, I asked the crew, I asked the gang, I was like, hey, what y'all want to do? Y'all want to call it a quiz? What y'all want to do? They was like, nah, man, we like family on here. We laugh repeatedly. This like the time of my life, you know, the week. I don't want to let it go. So the chemistry on there was mad good. No one wanted to call it quits. So I had to go in the think tank, you know, like I came to you, Jay. I was like, damn, Jay, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I got to do something. So I thought. So I just came up with I just brought my co-host more involved in the show. So each one of us have a little part. We have different segments. We have my man B. He does slang of the week. You know what slang? He does slang 101. Right. And right, he'll give out a slang word, ducked off. Yeah, yeah. So he gives slang. Man, you gotta hear it. You got to hear it. So we start off the show with, you know, of course, finding us all. You're getting the information on where to find us, all the platforms. Then Bully, he pours up a drink that we can enjoy during the show. So he gives you the recipe of the drink, you know, how to make it, this, that, and this, splash of that. So then after that, he leads into Chiquita telling us, you know what, this is a good recipe. You can cook this, make that. This is a good quick meal. So boom, she gives a good recipe, you know, that you can put in while you listen to the show. So at that point, we go into to Neek. You know, from now on, it's going to be Neek and Money media buzz. So social media buzz. So we but do a little social media buzz, and then we get into the show, man. It's lovely. It's love.
Good, man. Yeah, I checked out the first episode.
Really excited
man.
about it.
Checked out the first episode. I was digging it, man. Y'all did a good job. So looking forward to what y'all got going on and moving forward.
And we end the show with it's called CMT, Speak the Truth. And it was an old guest we had before, Crown Me Tessie. She's a spoken word artist, and she writes scripts and things of that nature. So, you know, she comes in with a poem at the end of the show to take it home. Right. And we also do a old school hip hop. You might a verse of the, you know, little song of the week. I might play, you know, 16 out the song or just a quick bar. But it's dope, man. You gotta check it out for real.
We'll definitely check y'all out tomorrow.
Man, check it out, Al.
I got you. That shit sound dope as hell.
Yeah.
You know, I'm on it tomorrow. Right. I just wrote that on my to-do list.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny. They the funniest shit I heard all week had me cracking up.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I even forgot about that. The funniest shit I heard all week is hilarious. And, you know, we kind of limited now because, we locked in, you know, from the corona. But it's hilarious. Yeah, they did their thing.
Yeah, this shit was dope. So, you know, another banger from Defy Life. So y'all definitely check out the Speak the Truth podcast.
You already know.
Yeah, man. And, you know, while we at it, Pooh mentioned platforms. You know, we are everywhere that your favorite podcasts are available. Definitely check out defylifepods.com. That is our hub where you can find all of our podcasts across Defy Life. But of course, if you have your favorite platforms, you know, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, all of them, you know, you can listen to us anywhere. So you'll definitely check it out. But we'd appreciate if you are checking us out on Apple Podcasts and iTunes, definitely give us a good review and a 5-star rating. And then, you know, press play. But if you've already done that, definitely check us out at defylifepods.com. It's our home, and we appreciate y'all stopping through.
No doubt.
So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I was gonna skip this part, but last week Al was on the couch, and I was, man. I was hoping y'all forgot about shit. But you know, Al was on the couch last week, and Pooh's on the couch the week before. And just to prove that I'm the most sane person on this show, I volunteered myself. You know, y'all can put me on the couch, and so let me
explain the difference between me and you, because this whole week I've been looking forward to the opportunity to being supportive to you, trying to cheer you up, make you sure you realize that you're a fabulous person. I'm just trying to be here for you, let you know I care for you, because I was wondering about you. So I figured like maybe this was all an opportunity to do an intervention for you this week. But you know what? Go ahead. Your turn. My bad. I'll sit back.
Right.
Well, first off, that sounds like the narcissist in you, Al.
Number one.
He could never count you out. Oh man, but yeah. So I mean, I knew y'all weren't gonna forget. I'm just being facetious. So let me ease on over here. Make sure Al's drawers ain't on the couch nowhere. Make sure.
Thank you. You know how I do.
Right. Make sure Pooh ain't got no chicken crumbs over here. Man.
No doubt.
All right, look like cool.
Hold on. Let me get my notepad out. Hold on.
Oh man.
Let me get my spectacles so I can see what I'm writing. All right, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, man.
The floor is yours.
All right. So first off, Al, I took a note from you, and I got me a cocktail. Yeah. So shout out to Captain Morgan.
That definitely helped.
Right.
No doubt.
So. Oh man! So I did also take a note from Al and asked my family. So I asked my wife and my kids, you know, what makes Daddy weird, what makes me quirky. So
this should be interesting.
It makes me herky jerky.
The perspective of the young fellas. I'm looking forward to that. What does Dane and Link got to say? But go ahead.
Okay. So first I asked my wife, and this was immediately after we got off last week, because I wanted to remember to ask her while it was fresh on my mind. And she was like, she looked at me like, "Yo, you sure you want to be telling the world all that shit?" I was like, "What you trying to say? Like I'm that fucking crazy?"
I love it.
So, you know, so first thing she said was, you know, she was like, "Well, I mean, the stuff about you that everybody knows that makes you quirky." She was like, "Everybody knows you, that, you know, you can be in a room full of people like a party and you cool by yourself off in the corner." I was like, "Yeah, everybody knows that about me." She was like, so you're a definite introvert, and, you know, people drain you. So, you know, you're fine off on your own until you want to come out your corner. I was like, all right, yeah, I respect that. So then she was like, so you gonna tell, like, you know, that you got to get naked when you sleep and when you take a shit? I was like, yeah. I was like, that was the first thing I was gonna say. I was like, I sleep naked and I gotta get naked when I take a shit. Like that was the first thing I was gonna say. Hold
on. Let's stop there for a second. Let's pause before you go any further. Let's delve a little deeper into the getting naked while one takes a shit.
I gotta be comfortable, man. Like,
Okay.
so it used to be when I was a kid, like it didn't matter where I was, I had to get naked. But now I'm like, if I'm home or if I'm in my
I was
mom's
just about
house,
to ask you, does it matter? Like, like you taking the shit outside your house?
right?
No
So,
more.
right. So yeah. So just know
Gas
Al,
station?
that every time Al that I've taken the shit at your house, I've been fully clothed.
I'm wondering. I'm like, do I
Right.
need to install cameras?
Right. So, I mean, if I did, I'd let you know. But nah, I mean, as I've gotten older, I can kind of adjust to my environment. But if I'm at home and I got to take shit, everybody knows. Last time I was on my mom's, like a month ago, like, Mom, I got to go to the bathroom. I came back out. She was like, "Did you get naked?" So she knows. Everybody knows.
The family is watching you get naked on the years.
So yeah. So yeah.
So it goes back basically to your childhood. So this
Right.
isn't something that happened, as you got older and you frequented like porno, strip bars. And you like, you know what? I kind of like this getting naked thing. Maybe I'll do it when I take a shit too. So it goes all the way back to when you was younger. Okay,
Right.
I got
Yeah. Yeah. When I was a kid, I had to get comfortable, and it kind of stuck with me. So.
Okay.
And then especially,
I'm done.
especially like, as you get older, used to be you had magazines to read. If it wasn't no magazines, you read the back of a Lysol can, anything.
Right.
But then with the advent of cell phones, we tend to spend more time while we're doing this shit. So yeah, I had to I got to get comfortable now. I got to read this article about LeBron. So yeah. But yeah. Yeah, so there's that. So then I asked my kids. My kids didn't really, they was like, "Daddy, we can't think of nothing. You're pretty normal." I was like, "That's what I'm talking about." So I'm about to walk out, and the only thing they gave me was, it was like, "You pretty like when something's funny, when somebody tells a joke, like you won't laugh, you'll just say, huh, that's funny." So
You're a hater.
but it kind of reminds me.
We don't understand it. Everybody else can be cracking up, laughing their ass off.
Right.
And all they got to do is, that's funny.
That's funny. But it made me proud because my nephew, your son, I remember as a kid, he would do the same thing. Like, huh, that's funny. Like, I remember he would say this. So I was like, maybe he got that from me. So I'll take credit for it. But nothing, I'm extremely afraid of heights.
Yeah.
It don't. So to the point where, like, if I'm walking, and it don't happen often that you're walking on a highway, but you go over an overpass and, like they got like the wall and a fence, all kind of shit to stop you from falling. But I still won't look to the side. I won't look to the right of me or the left, wherever it's at. I won't look there because I feel like I'm falling. Like I hate heights.
Oh, wow. So have you ever walked across like a long bridge?
Yo, so not walked, but like it's the Chesapeake Bridge out in Virginia. The long,
yeah, like 20 mile long. Joint.
Yo,
No, I just said wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So it's like, and there's no like, there's a little barricade on the side, but it's just you and water basically. Every time I drive across that bridge, like I am about to piss myself. That's the worst. And I always have visions in my head of like a tire blowing out and you just going off the side. Like it's crazy. So it didn't really get, I was always been afraid of heights, but it didn't really get that bad until Lincoln was born. And I had a bunch of dreams always about him falling off of stuff. One, just because I was paranoid about heights, and two, because that little fool is crazy. He'll run off of anything. So, kind of seeing him, Al, I don't know if you remember, but at my dad's house, and Pooh, you know it too, where the garbage cans are, that little bin. He jumped down in there one time. Like he just do shit like that. So, so when he was a baby, I guess that energy kind of brought that on, because now he will just so. He's tried to jump off. I brought him to work one time and took him to the warehouse to talk, so people could meet him. Yeah. And he tried to jump off the docking door, the dock where the truck back up at.
Yeah.
He tried to jump off the dock. So it's just crazy. So, that kind of made me even more paranoid about heights. But
fearless.
yeah, right. So, yeah, heights is one thing.
I'm scared of heights. I have had trouble walking across bridges, going over mountains. That bridge in particular is a challenge, but I have walked across the Brooklyn Bridge, and that's why I asked. Because that is a challenge. If you have a problem with heights, walking across a bridge like that is like a test of your will. And like you said, you just kind of stay focused, and other people are talking and chatting, and they seem to be like, ain't no big deal. And you just like, whatever, I'm just looking forward. Don't stop. Keep walking. We doing this. But yeah, I get you. Heights is a challenge for me as well.
Yeah. And so one thing that kind of got me past the point with, man, we done got serious. But yeah, one thing that kind of got me past the point of like being so paranoid about heights is I went ziplining once. And leading up to it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this for me. I got to do this to kind of, face this fear. And when they strapped me in, I was literally shaking like a hoe in church. Like I was shaking like a baby. Yeah. And eventually I was like, well, shit, I'm strapped in. I can't go back.
I gotta do it now.
Got to do it. So I let go and pushed off, and I made it. So it helped, but I still don't like heights. So there's that. I ain't really got like no crazy like food stuff. I mean, it's stuff that I don't eat. I don't eat pork. It was by choice. But never really liked seafood since a kid. So now I'm as I've gotten older, if it's fried fish straight out the grease, I can do if it's got hot sauce on it. And it can't be like no fishy fish. It's got to be like whiting or some, like a mild fish.
But like just like oysters, crabs.
Yeah. I can do
clams,
shrimp. I can do shrimp, but you get crab legs, oysters, clam, none of that shit. That shit tastes. It tastes like the ocean to me. I don't like the taste of it.
Yeah, it does. It's supposed to.
Right. So right. So I don't like that taste.
Okay, gotcha.
And then I guess which is also one of my biggest pet peeves, because with that comes everybody is like, oh, you ain't had my fish. Oh, you ain't had my crab legs. Then I'm like, motherfucker, I don't like crab legs. Like, it don't matter who cook them. I just don't like, if they legs from a crab, I don't eat them.
If somebody told me they didn't like ribs, or they didn't like brisket, or they didn't like grilled chicken, that would be the first thing out my mind. Like, oh, hell no. Nah. You know why? You know why you don't like ribs? That's because you ain't never had my ribs. I swear if you had my ribs, you'd like ribs. But okay. So I get it.
Man.
Yeah, fish kind of tastes the same to me. I ain't that big of a fish connoisseur to be like, this fish tastes a little bit better. Like some fish taste different, but I don't have that tongue or that taste.
Yeah, there's certain fish that I've had that is like really fishy, and it's like, it's a stronger fish taste than others. And I guess, like fried fish, it still got the fried flavor on it, and I cover it in hot sauce, right? So, but I'm like, like most. I can't like taste nothing and be like, yo, this tastes like catfish. This tastes like, I just know if it's really fishy. I guess like I'm like, I can't drink like coffee. Warm drinks always make me sleepy, so I don't drink coffee. So I'm the same way with coffee, like you, like you all fish. Like I can't. People were like, yo, McDonald's got good coffee, or Dunkin' Donuts. Coffee tastes like coffee to me. So. Occasionally I might have like a sip or two of my wife's, but for the most part I can't drink coffee.
And the caffeine, even with the caffeine, it still makes you sleepy? Yeah,
caffeine never really affected me like that.
Gotcha.
So it's just the temperature of the drink always makes me sleepy. And then I've never been, again, me and Pooh talked about this, was waking up in the middle of the night. I've never been one to require much sleep. So even to this day, I'm good with 4 hours and I'm up.
Right.
So if I say, yo, I'm sleepy, I need to go to bed early, I'll say, oh, fuck it, I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock. If I go to bed at 10, I'm up at 2. And I'm just like, fuck, I should have waited. So, so yeah, I mean, but that's my father's curse on me. That getting up early shit. That's that Tommy Glimp curse. Everybody know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He's an early riser.
right. Not so much anymore. He old, but yeah.
Okay. I get that too.
Right. And again, as I've gotten older, there are times where if I force myself to go back to sleep, if I get there, I can sleep a little later. But if it's past 8:30, I'm like, fuck, I just slept my day away. So that's just.
Do you take any naps during the day ever, or you're a napper or never a napper?
Rarely do I nap, because if one, I'm too nosy, I don't want to miss nothing. And two, I just feel like once I'm up. I can't sleep when it's daylight outside.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. See, nothing crazy. I go to bed without my drawers. I ain't got to kick them off in the middle of the night.
But hey, I go to shit with my drawers on, and usually they stay on. So we're a little different,
right?
Yeah. And I think that's the moral to the story of these 3 weeks, the series of On the Couch,
right.
is that we all are a little quirky in our own quirky little way, and it is what it is. And we still got wives who was willing to sign up for that shit.
Oh, right.
And stay with it.
Right. But, and that's why, even like with my quirks, and I'm sure y'all done the same, like, I see, you look at your kids, and, I look at my kids, and sometimes they'll do some shit that I did when I was a kid. I just laugh. I can't be mad at you for that.
Right.
So, so I'm sure some of it is.
I mean, because I think at the end of the day, just like they are products of who we are, we are products of who our parents are. And it's like, you can't help but pick up habits and ways of people who raise you and who are around you and who you look up to. But at the same time, we all got, different preferences or who we are, who we tend to be. So, it's just all just kind of evolved and morphed into who we are as adults. And you like to take a shit naked.
Right. Bucket.
Who don't like the big piece of chicken. I don't really like waking up with my drawers on. So. Hey, it is what it is.
Oh, man. Yeah. So at least we know when some shit go down, we know what, depending on which situation, we know who to call from each other. So.
Hey, I also feel good if I ever am at a buffet with like Pooh. I can grab the breast and don't feel bad at all. Feel
shit. Yeah.
Oh, you don't want it? Come on, give me that shit right there.
Right.
I'll take that big one right there.
I ain't want it.
Yeah, they were like, man, when you take Jay and Pooh, they plates, we were like, oh yeah, shrimp, Pooh, chicken.
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah, because I'll probably pass on the chicken, and if the shrimp isn't like hard and I have cocktail sauce, I ain't want that either.
Right.
So I just probably eat the rice or something.
Oh man.
Wow.
Or the boiled corn or something. Boiled corn, I eat that. That's why I don't really do buffets, because I don't like a lot of the things on the buffet. It has to be like, it's such a critique for me. So I don't even really too much do a buffet. It's a waste of my money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't do a lot of buffets just because I don't trust people.
They buffets.
Right.
They buffets.
Right.
Right.
But in particular, like Golden Corral, like I'll go there occasionally if my kids kids love that shit. But I hate Golden Corral just because that shit smell like dirty mop water to me.
Man, the last time I went to Golden Corral was on my ride along with I rode along with 2 county sheriffs, and that was where they wanted to eat for dinner, and I was just like, word, Golden Corral? That's that's where y'all go?
That's what y'all gonna do?
This where we going? Yeah. We done did all this crazy shit, and we gonna end up at Golden Corral.
Golden Corral.
We done made it through the day, and you gonna go kill yourself.
Right. And this is what y'all chose to celebrate with a Golden Corral, huh? Whatever. But it was funny because they had on their uniform. I had on a bulletproof vest and shit. Yo, motherfuckers was looking at me like I was DT.
Oh,
like
I'm sure. Yeah. They thought you was Malik Yoba and shit.
Yo, I was getting so much respect. I was like, damn. Like, yo, back up. Yo. Let him. Yo, no, go ahead. He can order.
That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, I need to wear a vest more regularly.
Wow.
No doubt.
Oh man. Yeah, man.
I know.
Oh, go ahead, Pooh.
I was about to say, I know a lot of my joint come from trauma, though.
Mm.
It really comes from trauma.
Sound like you need another week on the couch.
Right, like we might have to push this into 4 weeks. God damn.
Hey, man, I'm trauma, man. No doubt. I know my joint is like I'm trauma ridden. Mm-hmm. So I already know.
You're the trauma king. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
King.
Oh man. Well, we'll put you down for another week on the couch for next week. Shit, fill out the month.
Hey, I'm gonna hit this and nobody probably ever knew this. And I know Jay, you've been my guy for years, and you probably ain't never known this. But and I'm gonna go ahead and hint at the article. What was the article? Don't give up on us yet from the website.
Yeah.
I didn't actually meet anyone. That was one of my stories.
You know, I had that feeling. I did.
Real.
Just because it was, just because it was so like.
Yeah, it was out of the blue.
No, that and it was like it was written with so much detail.
Okay.
And so I was like, man, like this kid bared his heart out the Pooh, or either like Pooh went through this shit for real.
Either or, right.
But yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I never knew that. Thanks for confirming, because I had my questions. Like, man, Pooh broke the hell out this shit. I wanted to see what happened to him.
You just ain't want to touch it. You ain't want to ask.
Well, yeah, I mean, I figured if you ever wanted to, like now, if you ever wanted to reveal it, you would.
True.
But you know me, I don't, if it's your business, it's your business. I don't ask a bunch of questions.
True that.
I hear that.
Yeah. So we appreciate y'all for having me on the couch. That was fun.
Pooh,
man. We'll get Pooh back on next week, so you can finish spilling your guts.
Yo, wow, man.
Hey, this is the cheapest but most effective way to get it off your chest.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come, let us hear it. Hey, we'll give you some. We're here to safe space.
And you ain't gonna go to the licensed therapist and they and ever hear nobody tell you this motherfucker crazy. But we'll tell you that
motherfucker crazy. You crazy as hell, motherfucker.
Right. My therapist ain't never clown me about being naked when I take a shit. But y'all,
True.
We gonna give you the business and bring it up for a good 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
We are. Hey, for the record, I'm sure that there's a category out there. But for the record, I am going to be an official taking a shit while naked shamer on the show. I am that guy. I'm going to be that guy who's going to bring it up and just remind you. And I'm sure there's going to be people picketing, sending us nasty email. Why are you shaming JR because he likes to take a shit naked? I get it. Bring it on.
Boy.
Bring it on is what I'm saying, because I'm going to be that dude. I'm just saying.
That's all right. I'm gonna start a movement called the me poop movement. This will be the hashtag me poop.
Me poop.
Oh man.
Hey, how you doing, JR? Now that's funny.
Nah, that's funny. That's funny as fuck. Oh man. Well, Al, you might need to go to a real therapist. So you can join the couch after we talk about the off season your Cowboys are having so far.
Yo, it's been up and down, bro. It's been up and down.
Like up and down. Like earlier this week, I was like, oh shit, the Cowboys got Ha Clinton Dix. That's a nice little signing.
We got us a safety.
2 days later, they like Travis Frederick retires. I'm like, oh damn.
Right.
From the best offensive line to
right.
Because that year he was out, we was a different offensive line.
Exactly. So, what are your thoughts on those two moves?
I mean, I love Ha. I mean, we lost Heath, who was at best an average safety, to get Clinton Dix, somebody who I thought they had a shot at in the draft, to finally have him on Dallas. I'm happy, however long it is, because I think we needed a presence, above average safety. Finally, we haven't had an above average safety in our secondary for a long time. So I think to counter the loss of Byron Jones, because I think he's going to be missed. Have a safety like that, I think, is a good thing. So Frederick, he was one of the best centers in the league, if not the best center in the league. So him not being at the center of our line really might even adjust our whole draft strategy, honestly, because I wouldn't be shocked if they now draft an interior lineman, particularly a center, to replace that dude, because we need a young offensive lineman that's really, really good. So I wouldn't be surprised. But other than that, I'm okay with what's been going on from a free agency perspective with our team. I like the McCoy pickup. We kept Dak, we kept Amari. Those are the two things that had to happen. So once we kept Dak and kept Amari, everything else is being a positive as we go forward.
Right. Yeah, I like the McCoy signing too. So,
but we lost Malik Collins, and
Right.
he's not a scrub. I like Malik Collins, so
True.
for him to leave and then we replace him with McCoy, I think that's a good trade-off. I can live with that.
I get that. All right. And Pooh, your therapist might want to hear from you too, because y'all done signed Jimmy Graham and gave him a no trade clause. What the hell?
Man, I was reading about that. They just said we just threw that in to really appease them. The deal is really almost
ain't
like
nobody gonna trade for Jimmy Graham anyway.
Right.
Jimmy, I want a no trade clause. All right, sure.
Right, you got it. So it's loaded. It's like a 1-year deal, and it's not really gonna kill us the second year. However, I was like, why the hell why are we signing Jimmy Graham though? He's beyond done. He's Keon Adrian Peterson done. He's like. And I'm looking, so I'm looking at people, and I was like, "Oh wow, Eric Ebron's still out there?" And we took Jimmy Graham, and we looking. But the thing is, we're looking for a pass receiving tight end, and we don't bring in Eric Ebron. Like over the last 2 years, he's had like 22 touchdowns. I mean, and what is he, like 26, 27?
Yeah, 26.
Sometimes I just don't get what we're doing. I just look at my franchise, man, and sometimes I don't know who we are. Like, just complete jerk. I don't know if we know football. Like, he'll make a great move, and then he'll do something like signing Jimmy Graham.
What you think about Foles?
I like Nick for us. We always, when we bring in a quarterback, we always bring in someone that's done, or seriously, we always bring them in a year too late. But, I mean, and I watched Nick before he got hurt last year. I think he only played like 2 games, and he broke his collarbone or something. But he was really putting everything on the one. He was spot on. He was looking good, leading the receivers. He's okay, but I probably would have liked him to take a chance on Cam, if it's Cam. If Cam is Cam, but I guess we kind of, we in a box because we can't really work him out. We can't see how his foot is. So, I mean, Nick's okay, but we're paying him a buttload of money, and I like the kid we got from Dallas, Quinn. If that Quinn shows up,
he gonna be there.
Hopefully,
he balled out last year.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get the Quinn from the Rams. In 14, 15 or something like that, when the kid was all pro. So that's what I'm hoping.
Good luck with that.
I ain't co-signing that.
Right. That's what I'm hoping.
But I think you throw him opposite Mac, and y'all got one of the best players, in the league.
I mean, I'm hoping I can get 13, 14 sacks out of him.
Yeah, he's definitely an upgrade over Leonard Floyd. So I can do that.
He couldn't beat his Leonard Floyd. Couldn't beat his guy.
Right.
He could never beat his guy. He could cover. He began to cover okay. Tight ends. He became okay. Backs out the backfield, but he didn't have any moves.
He had no moves, and he had no rocks in his pocket.
No. So when we took that kid, I really didn't want him. It was a lot of meat out there on the table because I think we took that kid like 7th overall, 14th overall, something like that.
Yeah.
And I really didn't want him, but here we go again. We always do something I don't want. The last time we took a player I wanted was last 2 players I really, really wanted was Jimmy Graham. Damn, Jimmy Graham, look at me. Greg Olsen and Devin Hester.
Damn, it's been that long?
Okay. It's been a long time.
Man, those are the last 2 players that I had covered and I really, really wanted. And a few years ago, I knew it was in the bag. I knew it was getting Deshaun Watson. We was drafting at 3. We needed a quarterback, and I said, "Finally, it's been a long time since we drafted someone I wanted. Here we go." And hey.
Oh man. Well, speaking of which, my Steelers did bring in Eric Ebron and signed him to a 2-year deal. So they restructured Vance McDonald and brought in Eric Ebron to play tight end alongside each other. So I'm excited.
Oh yeah,
about those two playing tight end together, and what Ebron brings in the red zone, and
he's solid.
Right?
Yeah, he's solid. He's solid.
I like it.
He's still running like a 4.65, 4.7. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
And what he lacks in blocking, McDonald can handle that.
Right.
So I'm excited about that, and so we'll see. I was so glad to see that signing because between the two of them, we'll get 16 games. They both kind of injury prone, so between the two of them,
right?
True that.
We'll get 16 games out of them. But a couple other major signings around the league. Todd Gurley waived by the Rams. Not really a surprise considering his contract and health issues. Al, you right there in Atlanta. What's the vibe on Todd Gurley joining the Falcons, going back home? Well, kind of back home.
There's a lot of love for that move because he went to Georgia, so people are familiar with him, fans of him. The running back, a franchise running back, is something that the Falcons desperately need and will be a good addition to their offense. They lost Freeman this year, and then the guy that with the 49ers last year. I can't think of his name right.
Oh yeah, Tevin Coleman. Yeah.
Correct. Right. So, but you wonder what Gurley are you getting with the Falcons? Low risk contract. I wonder how much medical information they could get at this time because of the virus and you not being able to bring people in. So that was my, the big thing that I was like, dang, y'all signed Gurley that fast, like not even looking at his knee.
Right.
Y'all didn't even, I wonder how much of that information crossed their desk. But other than that, man, I love the move. And I think for Matt Ryan and their offense, having a running back that runs downhill, even though he's not a big running back, but he does run straight forward. I think that should open things up with even more so with Julio.
Right. Yeah. And then pull your guy Melvin Gordon. Was a free agent from the Chargers, and they opted not to bring him back because they have Austin Eckler, and he signed a 2-year deal with the Broncos.
I like the move. I like the move by the Broncos. Melvin, I really don't think he's a second fiddle guy though. He's still explosive, excellent hands out of the backfield. He and Phillip, they're a lot alike, but if you want to compare backs, I still think that Melvin is better. I think Melvin's a better ball player than Eckler. Eckler, he is a great pass catcher, but as in pure running back, you can look at it. I think he averaged like 3.5, 3.3, 3.5, some carries a game. I mean, yards per carry. He didn't look the same. When I compare him to Melvin, he didn't look as good as Melvin, like vision and explosiveness, breaking tackles. However, Melvin didn't look like Melvin when he came back. It took a while from the holdout, but I do think it's a huge difference between Eckler and Melvin. And I know you didn't ask me that, but to go back to the Broncos, I think it was a good move by the Broncos.
All right, Al, Emmanuel Sanders left the 49ers in free agency and went to the Saints. Quick little nugget before you give your thoughts on it. If the Saints win the Super Bowl this year, Emmanuel Sanders will become the first. Well, if they go to the Super Bowl, he'll become the first player in history to go to the Super Bowl with 4 different teams.
Wow.
So and that's possible.
Well, they ain't going because the Cowboys going, but
well, of course.
But I love that move. I think looking at their offense and already having Thomas. Where Drew Brees is as a quarterback, to have a veteran come into their offense, work a lot of the intermediate over the middle routes. I just think, he should balance well with Michael Thomas, and I would expect an explosive year with the two of them. Just another weapon in Brees' tool belt. Yeah,
and anytime you can get somebody to take snaps away from Ted Ginn, you win it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
All right. Pooh. The Washington Redskins, right? So they have let. And I'm asking this because they're going into the draft. We don't know what they're going to do. They're kind of the team that's going to be a turning point in the draft. And so they've let a lot of people go. It's like. Their new head coach, who just went there, Ron Rivera.
Yeah,
he's kind of cleaning house and bringing his own guys in. He's let a lot of people go, especially on defense. If you were them, would you roll with Haskins and see what he can give you, or would you make a run at Tua?
Ron Rivera, he's going defense. He's going chase. He's going to have Montez Sweat on one end and Chase on the other. He's going defense. I mean, Haskins really didn't look. I mean, he had his times, but he didn't look piss poor. I mean, he looked like a rookie kid that wasn't getting the snaps, that hadn't been running the thing since day one. I mean, that's what he looked like to me. I mean, when they put him in the play, I think they threw him in against the Patriots, and I mean, snowballed on him. I mean, why start him against the Patriots when you guys played the Dolphins 3 weeks, soon?
True.
And you done the worst D in the league. So, I don't think they put him in the situations to succeed. I mean, he has his times, and I say you got to roll with Haskins.
Okay. All right. Well, it's going to be interesting. Like you said, Al, it's going to be different to see, and interesting again to see how teams handle these contracts. If you wait till after this quarantine period and then bring somebody in for a physical and they fail, or if somebody tests positive for COVID-19, what are you going to do?
Wow.
Hello?
Wow.
So it's going to be interesting to see how these contracts are handled. We're in this place we've never been before. So
I'm thinking it's going to impact the draft. I think when you look at some of the free agents who haven't signed, I think that has a lot to do with it. You look at Clowney,
right?
He's had some injury issues,
right? Yeah.
So I can see teams like, let me pause. Same thing with Cam.
With Cam, yep, right.
I mean, he just got released, but if I'm an NFL franchise that has an opportunity to draft somebody, I would still go ahead and draft that quarterback. And if I could just look at Cam's foot, in a couple of months and bring him in, I would still give it a shot. But I think some of these people who are, holding, having got the contracts that they're looking for, I think part of the problem is people are scared to give them that money because they can't, check for sure how well their bodies are.
And
Right.
there's no way. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't think there's any way that Jadavion gets $20 million a year, man. Due to his, his injury prone and I don't see him getting $20 million a year.
I don't either. Of course, crazier things have happened, but I don't either. But I mean, simply because I remember having this conversation with Keon before the draft. He's a huge Clowney fan, but Clowney's not a major sack guy. His career high in sacks is 8.5. There's a difference in being a pass rusher and a disruptor. He's a major disruptor. He creates issues in the run game, and he can blow up blocking assignments and all that stuff. But he doesn't get a lot of sacks. That's what people get paid for. So I definitely don't see him getting $20 million. So, and Al, the NFL has announced that they are going to alter the draft this year. That the draft is going to be filmed in like a studio setting. So there won't be a bunch of people in the crowd. Of course, prospects won't be there to get their jersey. So it'll be, what they haven't made clear yet is whether it's going to be Roger Goodell announcing the picks, which of course is what everybody hopes he will. But it'll just be in like a studio setting where, it'll just be whoever is announcing the picks, hopefully Goodell and the camera crew, and I guess a few people around the room, but won't be a major event. So.
And the people will be back, I guess, in their own war rooms.
Right, so they'll pan cameras to war rooms and talk. Yeah, so it'll be interesting.
Okay. I think the draft is definitely going to be impacted in terms of people's because all of these pro days and I think it's definitely going to impact that. So I still think though it's a deep draft though,
right.
So it's going to be very compelling just because there's a lot of talented players going to get picked this year.
Right. So so this is going to be good, and you may see, it could swing one of two ways when we look back at this. You may see a lot more busts because teams weren't able to work out players and interview them, or you may see a lot more players that just work out, and aren't busts because teams aren't over evaluating, and they just go off the tape.
Yeah. And you got ways to. I mean, I see players posting stuff on social media.
Right. Yeah, they're posting their workouts. Yeah. And you can interview anybody, of course. So
true.
Yeah, and I want to just hit this before we move on. I know we've kind of passed this, but the Bears need a speed guy. Need somebody to take the top off, and we don't even go after Robbie. I know we kind of strapped for cash, but Robbie's out there. He's extremely fast, and I mean our receiving core they're solid. Yeah. But if we get that guy to take the top off, a guy that you really have to respect every single play,
go get AB.
I mean,
Robbie Anderson.
Yeah. That opened things up for you. I'll try AB out.
Man, AB nah, don't do that.
I mean, I don't want to try him out with Mitchell. I mean,
nah.
But I'll try him out with Nick. Nick gonna get it to him.
Nah, you don't do that. You better off going to get Kelvin Benjamin, man.
Oh gosh, no.
Gosh, no. Is he still in the league?
No,
I don't think so. I would.
No.
Okay.
No, he's done.
Yeah, he's real done.
He's done.
Oh man. So moving on to our next topic. So considering where we are, and like Al so eloquently said, this is our new reality. And people are, most people are stuck in the house. At least those of us that listen. So I want y'all to give me a few things that people can do while they are stuck at home. Al, you first. What are some things that people can be doing while they're stuck at home?
So, I think honestly, before we get into the funny shit, Because I have a feeling this could quickly go funny real fast, right? So I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna get my serious ones in first before we start cracking jokes. But I think reality. The reality is that so many of us have been ripping and running for a long, long, long time, an amazing pace, and doing work, doing other work, got kids, got church, got volunteer, and like that life, we just go from early in the morning, and then we just kind of collapse in bed late at night, and then get up and do it over again. And so I think this really gives us an opportunity now that we are at home that you can be, you can work out, you know what I mean? Like there's opportunities to, do things around the house, whether it's push-ups, sit-ups, riding a bike, walking, there's definitely those opportunities. I think for those who are creators, it's an opportunity to create. So if you write, if you are artists, draw, or, whatever, sing, write songs, I think that there presents opportunities for that. But I think at the end of the day, though, we should still stay connected. So I'm trying my best to talk on the phone or email or text, like while you're at home, still try to stay connected with folk. But I think it's a good time. Like I think there's gonna be a lot of babies. Right. There's a lot of sex going on.
A lot of babies named Corona.
Yeah. That's a lot of things people can do while they're at home. So that's kind of my serious list right now. And but I also would encourage your guilty pleasures. So whatever that list is, and we all got guilty pleasures. This is the time when you're at home, to just dig into them and enjoy yourself. That's how I feel.
All right. Oh, all right. Now the real list.
You said the real list?
The real list.
Yeah, I'm saying, man, like that's the real list.
That's the real list, okay.
That's the real list. I mean,
I'm messing with you.
We don't want to say too much on the air.
All right.
No. That's a good list.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Pooh. What are some things people can be doing while we are stuck at home?
Man, I guess definitely enjoying the fam. We play a lot of games, do a lot of role play with the kids, catching up on all these movies that everyone's hyping up. Definitely getting to know yourself, because I do like what Al said, because I found myself coming home from work, and before I knew it, it's 11:45, and this feel like I just sat down. So you're like, where'd the day go? Where'd the week go? Where'd the time go? So definitely you being reunited with yourself.
All right.
And fam, sons, daughters, wives, and definitely don't take that for granted. But I'm sure when it's time, don't rush to get back out there, because when you get back out there, when everything's back up to par and the world is back spinning, when you hit the ground, you're gonna hit the ground running again. So and enjoy this time. Don't rush it. Definitely don't rush it.
No doubt. All right. I got a few things people can do. One, you can watch all of Tyler Perry's movies.
Oh,
that's great. A great thing to do to get in touch with your, with Tyler Perry. You can learn all of Silk the Shocker's lyrics. So go to whatever your favorite, go to Spotify, whatever your favorite platform is, and go just splurge on Silk the Shocker stuff and learn all his lyrics. You'll be thankful. And then with that, you can sharpen your game and you can record your own mixtape. So you could be spitting hot fire by the time this quarantine is over, and you can become a dope rapper. And then last but not least, everybody just go experiment, find a cure for the Rona. Everybody find a cure. Don't everything outside of drinking Clorox. Don't do that shit. But experiment. If you think you got it, spray yourself down with a whole bunch of stuff from the cabinet. Might work. You never know. So
you never know,
right? And then again, y'all buying toilet paper, go take a shit and get naked. Try it. It's amazing. I'm telling you. But yeah, it's the only things I got, man. Y'all, get in touch with your family.
Well, I would like to add that there's people who now presents an opportunity to change your career,
right?
And like just become a gamer and like just buy you a video game,
right?
Like become an expert at it, and like you too could be a professional gamer. I think that's something people might want to think about.
Right, because then if that shit works out for you, take my kids with you, because they should be pros by now.
I'm just saying it's a budding industry.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, man, just whatever you do while you're at home, stay at home, and just as much as you can,
and drink
until
on the job.
Things change. Nah, see, those are the So here's the funny thing, right? So you got people who are supposed to be working from home. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking to a cousin over the weekend, and she's like, "Yo, some of these people who are working from home are really facing the reality that their kids aren't the best behaved human beings on this planet." So one of her coworkers was responsible for doing payroll. And they on a conference call like, "So what's going on with payroll?" And she like, "Payroll? Motherfucker, fuck payroll." I got a kid right now who is, as we talk, they are biting me on my ankle. Wow. And then I got another kid who I'm looking at taking a shit on the couch. So you know what? At the end of the day, I can't do payroll. Somebody else gonna have to do payroll because my kids are driving me fucking crazy.
Damn.
And so enjoy.
Yeah. Well, once again, drink on the job. You might need one.
Right. Enjoy it, because life is crazy. It's a whole different world, man. Yeah. It's like the streets are empty in so many cities, and people are really just experiencing a whole new world. So
right. And you hate to say like, "I told you so," and that's what you get. But the universe is telling you that. All you bastards who went to spring break and saying, fuck it, it's old folks virus. The universe is now catching up with these folks. And all these idiots that went to spring break, a bunch of them are coming back sick and testing positive. So just listen to your kindergarten teacher again. Wash your hands and don't get in people's personal space. And cough into your elbow. Like, cover your mouth when you cough. Your kindergarten teacher taught this shit, but y'all too smart for that. Yeah. So just do the basics, man. So.
Science is science, man.
Right.
And it's a lot of millennials who are these reports that they are being impacted at a more significant rate over the last week or so. They're definitely paying attention.
Right. So y'all get your shit together. Like, again, if we make this compromise for a few weeks, slow this thing down, we'll be back to some sense of normalcy sooner rather than later. So just take heed and sit your ass down and have a bunch of Netflix and chill sessions, and y'all be fine.
My son, he was venting that me and my wife kind of put him on restrictions earlier than so many of his friends. So as they were like hanging out and we were like discouraging him from going outside, and I'm like, yo, but them 3 or 4 days where we was having you back before your friends made the change, that might have saved you from being on a ventilator right now.
Exactly.
Like, you should be thankful.
Right.
You should be thankful.
Yeah, I see his ass talking shit all over Twitter about his quarantine. I'm like, man, be thankful you got healthy Twitter fingers right now, son.
Hey, I ain't mad at him, but hey, we on lockdown down here.
Right.
Should have done.
Yeah, blame Trump. Oh man. Well, all right, well, we go take a break really quick. We'll be back with buy or sell. Take a listen to questions, and we'll jump into some trivia. This is episode 150 of the Defy Life Podcast. We'll be right back with you.
Welcome to the Anything, Everything, and Nothing podcast with Lynn and Kim. Join us as we discuss the latest in everything from entertainment and current events to the craziness that is our real life.
Let's laugh, let's live, let's talk about it. New episode every Tuesday on the Defy Life Podcast Network. And remember, if you're not defying life, then what are you doing? Lynn and Kim.
Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast. This is episode 150. Again, this is J.R. Glimpf. With me, it's Alvin Glimpf, Thomas Stevens. Guys, we left off talking about some COVID-19 talk, what folks can do when while they're at home, stuck in the house. We're going to take a listener question. And he kind of touched on my stuff, the things that folks can do while they're at home. But DeMario from Hudson, New York. Al, where the hell is Hudson?
Upstate.
Okay. Shout out to Hudson, New York.
Not too far out of the city, but upstate.
Okay. DeMario wants to know, Pooh, you first. Name one rapper that if you were forced to listen to nonstop during the quarantine, you'd escape and go lick public doorknobs. God damn. Yeah, who would that be? Would it be Silk the Shocker or would it be anyone else for you?
Man, I thought about Silk the Shocker since you had threw him out there, but I think to me E40 trumps Silk the Shocker.
Oh wow, Simba gonna kill you. Simba and West Coast gonna kill you over this.
I know. I forgot they so high on
right.
But yo, I gotta go with
E40 was in West Coast top 5. Good God.
I know because when he do this, he do that. I can't get it, man. I can't get with his style, man. I just can't get with it.
Oh man, yeah. You know what West Coast gonna say? Why you treat me so bad? 40 makes it happen. I be popping, snapping, hooking, tapping.
Man, I can't deal with it.
Oh man, West Coast Simba. That was not me. That was Pooh. Al, give me one rapper for DeMario. If you got to listen to it nonstop during the quarantine, you're just gonna go out and start licking doorknobs. Take yourself out of it.
I know there's gonna be people who just like gonna be like, don't get it. And first of all, let me just say, I could have easily said some of these mumble rappers or some of these rappers of the day, but I'm not gonna go there, right? So we just leave that alone. But honestly, DMX would have me trying to break.
Oh, yeah, you ain't lying.
Cause when I can get it to the point where I can listen to what he's saying, oftentimes I'm impressed, right? I'm like, that was kind of dope right there. But he be doing a lot of yelling and barking and all types of extra shit over the years. It just kind of has got me to be like, could I listen to this dude from like week after week after week after week after week? At some point, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm going to get infected. I'll be back.
Right. Oh man, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it just kind of speaks to his, the reason why he didn't last that long. In real life is. Don't nobody want to do like it's only so long you can take a dude barking at you for the rest of your life.
You ain't gotta bark at me too.
Yeah,
I don't need that.
Right, that's a good one.
Gotta yell and scream.
So I was gonna go with a lesser known rapper who I just always despised. It was Hurricane G. I don't even know if y'all remember Hurricane G.
Oh yeah, you don't like Hurricane?
Hurricane G. She was the worst. She sounded like she had a. Excuse me, Mom. She had a mouthful of dicks. I hate it.
Oh man, I love her.
Go ahead. She was one of the worst. But for one another, a lot of people are more familiar with. I could not listen to Meek Mill screaming in a high pitched voice for the next few weeks. So I'm gonna put Meek on the list, man. I like Meek, but I got to take Meek in spurts. So,
true that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
So, but yeah, good question, DeMario. Hopefully that doesn't come to pass and don't nobody break my Alexa with all she's spitting out is Meek Mill, and likewise for y'all with E40 and damn, my mind went blank. Al, DMX. Hope that don't happen to y'all. So, but damn good question, DeMario.
Shout out to him because, Hudson, New York. I just kind of Googled it. Very, very small town. About an hour and a half, maybe out of New York.
Okay.
And shout out to the fact that we up there. Spread the word, bro.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Let folks know up there that Defy Life we doing out there, and because I'm a New Yorker, so definitely. Even though y'all not from the city, I went to school up in this area, so got a lot of love for them folk up there. Good people up there.
Right. And I'm sure DeMario has figured out, if he's listening to any previous episodes, that Al is from New York.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right. If I haven't said it this show, wait for my parting shot. Wait for my parting shot.
Oh, man. Well, yeah. Shout out DeMario. Shout out to Hudson. Shout out to all of our listeners, man. We enjoy these questions, so keep shooting them over. Disagree with something we say, you got to get something off your chest, or you just got a major question or a minor question you want to ask. Shoot us an email at info@GoLife, or you can hit us up on all social media platforms at GoDefyLife. So while Pooh bangs on stuff and answers random questions in the background.
Hey, my mic wasn't reading. My fault, man. My fault.
I was like, well, Pooh started recording his mixtape early. I don't know what happened.
My bad.
Pooh's in the background. Boom, 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 boom. Yo.
My bad.
Pooh back. That sound like money. Oh man.
Go ahead, man.
Oh man. Y'all ready for some trivia?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
All right. We got two categories. Each 1 through 5. Let me grab my scoring paper right here. All right. So, these categories will have things to do, things have to do with things that people can do while they're on quarantine. So, Al, you nailed this one on the head, man. Gaming is the first one. First category, so it'll be 1 through 5 like normal. And the next one is movies. So we'll go particularly with sports movies. So that'll be the next one, 1 through 5. All right, so you can catch up on your old sports movies. I put that one because that's what I've been doing with my kids. Showing them, Any Given Sunday, the program, Blue Chips, all my favorite sports movies that they need to know about. So, So, 1 through 5. There are no doubles.
Okay.
And who won last week?
You. Jay won.
Oh yeah, I beat Al, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, Pooh
true.
hosted.
Then before that, Al won. So I haven't won in a while. I need to get off the snot.
Yeah. So Pooh, you go first. Al, you go second.
Hey, 150 is my time, baby. It's my time.
Oh man! All right. So, Pooh, you want to go gaming or you want to go sports movies?
Sports movies.
All right. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, my bad. 3.
Sports movies for 3. There's no crying in baseball is a classic line from what 1992 film starring Tom Hanks and Gina Davis?
In A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own is correct. 3 for Pooh. All right. Al, on you.
Let me do sports movies for 4.
Sports movies for 4. All right. What is the name of the actor who played Gordon Bombay, coach of the Mighty Ducks?
5. That would
4,
be
3,
Emilio Estevez.
Emilio Estevez is correct. 4 points for Al. All right.
Sports
and
movie.
Al, while I'm thinking about it, can you verify that your wife that she's on for tomorrow for trivia?
I will do that.
All right. 8
What
o'clock
time?
tomorrow.
Just in case he forgot. Thank you.
Yep. And just let her know that since she never got back with me about a category, I assigned her a category. So
I'll tell her.
All right. All right, Pooh, where you going?
For 5. Sports movies for 5.
All right. In Remember the Titans, Denzel Washington stars as what character? 5, 4.
The head coach.
3.
What, his name?
2. Yeah, of course.
You want to know his name?
Yes, I want to know his name.
Oh, shit. What was his name? The head coach.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I forgot his name, yo.
He stars as legendary high school coach Herman Boone.
Herman Boone. Herman Boone. Yes.
I knew Boone, though. I didn't know Herman, but I knew Boone.
Oh, you could have gave me Coach Boone. Yeah.
You would have gave me something for Boone?
Yeah, I would have gave you Boone. I mean, he's a real person, so I would have gave you Boone.
Dang, I can't believe I couldn't. I went total blank. Idiot.
All right. Al, where we going?
Let me do 2 for sports movies.
Sports movies for 2. Jamie Foxx plays this flashy QB of the Miami Sharks in this 1999 movie. I'm sorry. Let me go back to that. Jamie Foxx plays this flashy QB in the 1999 of the Miami Sharks in the 1999 movie Any Given Sunday. Sorry.
Can you do me a favor and read that one again?
Yeah. Jamie Foxx plays this flashy QB of the Miami Sharks.
I don't remember his name.
Okay.
What was his name?
5.
G Money. I don't know his name.
Correct.
I don't.
Steamin' Willie Beeman.
Yes.
Willie Beeman.
Yes.
Give me that for 1, Jay.
All right. This 1994 film stars Nick Nolte as Pete Bell, head coach of Western University, where he breaks the rules to land Neon Bordeaux and Butch McRae as recruits.
Blue
5.
Chips.
Blue Chips is correct. 1 point for Pooh.
I didn't know Nick Nolte was in that.
Yeah. All that yelling and hollering.
Right.
Okay. I'll have to check that one out again. Let me do gaming for 3.
Gaming for 3. The Atari 2600, the original Atari, was released in the United States in what year?
I'm going to say 1980.
Oh, 1977.
Wow.
Okay.
I would have been way off. I was going to say 86.
Wow.
No. There was kids who owned it, and I knew it was. I'm thinking of like really my life, so I can remember kids having it in 3rd grade, 4th grade.
Okay.
And I just did the math, but I get it was released before that though. You know?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I need to get on the board. Let me go gaming for 2.
Gaming for 2. Oh, and while we're at it, the game is tied at 4.
Right.
All right. The number 1 selling book in Japan in 1985 and 1986 was the strategy guide for this Nintendo smash hit.
Legend of Zelda?
Incorrect. Super Mario Brothers.
Wow.
Okay.
Let me try gaming for 4.
Gaming for 4. The SNES console was released in North America in 1991. What does SNES stand for?
Fuck if I know.
Right.
5, 4, 3.
Sony
2,
New England Sport.
You're going to kick yourself. Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Wow.
Yeah. It was actually printed on the console.
Wow. Okay.
What all left, Jay?
Pool, you have in gaming, you have the 1 and the 5.
Wow.
Interesting strategy.
Interesting choice. Right.
So I'm going to go all or none. I'm going to play it safe and take the 1, or am I going to go 5
All right.
to secure the win? I know Al don't know the 5, Jay.
Hey, don't doubt me. Don't doubt.
I know. See, this is where you go when they say that kid he playing not to lose instead of playing to win, right?
And it doesn't work. It usually doesn't work, my brother.
Oh boy, Jay, give me the 5, man.
Okay. Gaming for 5. What is the name of the main protagonist of the Tomb Raider series?
Yeah, good luck with that.
5,
I have
4,
no.
3,
Good luck
2,
with that one.
1.
Captain Maniac.
No, so close. Lara Croft.
Oh yeah, the main character. Yeah. Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Everyone knows that. What was I thinking?
Yeah. All right. Well, Al, for the game.
5.
Al, gaming for 1 for the win. This former rival of the Madden football franchise was ended in 2004 when EA secured exclusive NFL licensing rights.
5.
5.
NCAA.
4. Oh, incorrect.
What? I get a chance at this, isn't it?
No, it's a tie. I gotta go. I got tiebreaker stuff, you know. But the correct answer is NFL 2K.
NFL.
Oh.
That was trash.
Yeah. And
I didn't know it either, Al.
Yeah. So, y'all know I will be, like always, I will be giving you players from your favorite NFL franchises, Cowboys and Bears, respectively, and you tell me what college they went to.
Okay.
All right. Pooh, you were first. The first questions will start off easy, and they will get progressively harder. All right. Let's see. All right, Pooh, first one for you is William the Refrigerator Perry.
Clemson.
That is correct. All right. Al, Michael, the playmaker, Irving.
The University of Miami.
All right.
The U.
Pooh, Jim McMahon.
Bro, I don't know where Jim McMahon
Oh,
went to school.
really?
I don't.
Wow.
I don't, but I'm
5,
going to just say
4, 3.
Penn State.
That is incorrect.
I think it was BYU.
BYU is
Brigham
correct.
Young. I can see him in the helmet now.
All right.
Yeah, Brigham
All right.
Young. Son of a-
Al,
Yes, sir.
for the win.
Why you say yes, sir, like you smiling, Al?
I am smiling because it's still early. I should get a layup.
Oh, boy. All right. All right. Al, Ken Norton Jr.
Yes, Ken Norton Jr. went to UCLA.
That is correct. Al with the dub. Good one, man.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. First of all, that was fun, though. That was y'all had some really good responses, especially in the sports movie questions. But damn, good game, Al. You won. What you got for me? What's your parting shot?
My parting shot. First, I'd like to say my apologies to the fans of the Los Angeles Chargers for repeatedly calling y'all the San Diego Chargers, despite being corrected by my show's host a couple of times. I still continued to like I wasn't even listening, talk about the San Diego Chargers. So just wanted to let y'all know I hear you. My apologies. I'm working on it. And,
wow.
And
all
I'll leave
6
it there.
Charger
My bad,
fans
my
are pissed
bad, my
off
bad.
at you right now.
my bad. But other than that, man, I just wanted to say, something particular to the Rona, the COVID-19. Like, there's the numbers are growing every day. So I just encourage folk to take it seriously, stay home, be productive, listen to some of the things we talked about. Again, you could learn some of the lyrics to Silk the Shocker. So it's a lot of things you could be doing right now. So just relax and don't worry about it. We will get through this. It's just going to take some time, and as long as we are doing what we're supposed to be doing, I think the hospitals will be able to deal with the people who are sick. And so let's just be considerate of our fellow man. And it's still early in this process, so I just wanted to shout people out, because some of these numbers are alarming. Right. And we got to take care of ourselves and our fellow man, but we can't rely on the leadership of our government at all times. So if you're lucky, you got a good governor who's looking out for you, because our president's an idiot. But I'll just leave it at that. And y'all have a good week. Another great show. I enjoyed it, and again, this is definitely the highlight of my week as well.
Yep. All right, Pooh, what you got for me?
Man, this loss is tough on me, man. I had it right in my fingertips, man. A losing streak, man. I gotta do something about it. But
Al Buck 50'd you, man.
Yeah, he got me, man. He got me. Pulled away at the end, man. But I definitely want to, echo a lot of that. I definitely want to say, don't be that person to not believe, that you want to believe when it's in your backyard or when it's at your back door. So, the COVID-19 is real, man. So don't be that person. Don't be the non-believer. That's all I want to say.
All right. I guess I'll go with, piggyback off both of you. I just want to say to people, don't be too alarmed because the numbers keep going up as far as people that are testing positive. Simply because those numbers are destined to go up, because there have been thousands of people walking around with it who didn't even know they had it. So as people are getting tested, those numbers for positive results are going to skyrocket. Simply because those positive people that weren't aware are now getting tested. The key number we should be paying attention to is mortality rate. So as long as that number keeps dropping, it's a positive sign. So it's actually a good thing that, the positive results are going up. That means that more people are getting tested, more people are aware. But as long as that death toll does not maintain its relation to, the growth in positive tests, we're going to be fine. But we just want to make sure that, we keep doing what we're doing and improving every day on what we're doing. But just don't be too alarmed when these positive results are going up, because we want those tests. We want those numbers to go up. That means more people are getting tested. So
yeah, I hear that.
So, but yeah, man, guys, again, great show as always. Again, shout out to you two for episode 150, man. Pats on the back for ourselves. Again, for every other podcast out there, we hope that, you can all get to 150. Not everyone does. So, self salute to us.
No doubt.
Well, this is, again, this has been episode 150 of the Defy Life Podcast. We'll talk to everybody next week. Until then, Defy Life.
Defy Life.
Defy Life. Peace.
If you're into all things comics, you have to check out Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC, your go-to podcast for comic and superhero discussion, debates, polls, and more. Tune in as Regular Scott and Ozzy Killmonger chat about your favorite comic topics, and you never know who may show up for an open mic or what will be next on their favorite One Gotta Go. Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC, every Sunday, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network.